Time now to get back under the hood with Patrick Neely. He has shown us many great ways to keep our cars nice and clean. And now, an easy way to change your windshield wipers. I was amazed at how easy and efficient it can be. Let's go under the hood. All right, Patrick, nice to see you again.
Hey, boy, good to see you again.
Oh, yeah, no, the segments have been doing great, and I heard that people have been messaging you.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. All right, so let's waste no time. So what are we going to show us today? I
wanted to talk a little bit today about windshield wiper blades, visibility. Being able to see where you're going, what you're doing is very important when you're out on the road. Windshield wiper blades can be a little expensive, so what I'm going to try to do is show you a few tricks that you can use to keep yours going just a bit longer, and ways to change them when they do get beyond that point that you can do that.
You know, it rains a lot here in Mississippi,
yeah,
so you know, you got to do it, and then you talk about the pollen, you talk about the leaves. I mean, we're in an area right now that's kind of a little woodsy, so
yes, sir,
definitely can mess the stuff up. So where do we get started with this?
Well, let's just talk about how you can preserve them for a little bit longer. Let me grab one thing from in here. It's just a rag, but you can just wipe these things off. You were talking about how you sit underneath trees and things. All of this sap and stuff, when rain comes down, it actually builds up on these blades. Now, anytime you're servicing them, it's very simple. You just lift it straight up like this, and it's spring-loaded, and it'll hold itself. And this can move around like so.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to break it, but it's like, no, don't worry. You can pull them up a little bit.
Anytime you do these things, you are surprised by how little there is actually holding them on, that they don't just fly off when you're going down the road. They're actually on there pretty secure, and I'll show you in a second. But if you just take a rag with a little bit of water, you can actually just wipe gently along this blade here, and I'll show you what comes off just from a simple wiping in a second.
How is this not common knowledge?
That's a great question.
Because I don't know this,
but that's just some dirt that we got right there, just like that. And if you have some water on there as well, this is just a dry rag. It'll actually take a lot more off. But what we're doing by doing this is we're letting this blade slide easily along this glass, and that makes it much more easy to actually wipe the water away. So another thing is that if you have things like this right here, these little bugs that are on your windshield, these will actually cut that wiper blade and make it to where it will not wipe the water as efficiently. So when you're at the gas station, they have the little scrub brushes there for the bugs. Use them. They're free. Just go down real quick, get all the bugs off and the big stuff.
So question about those bugs. So when they first hit the windshield, you got to get them right away, right? Because if you let them sit, is that how they start to build up? Or is it just the bugs are going to build up, there's not much you can do about it, and that's just living in Mississippi and you got to go to the gas station and wipe?
We do have bug seasons where you're going to have a bunch of them, and you do need to wipe them off kind of as soon as you can. The idea is that you don't want them to bake in the sun and really cake on there, because then they're much harder to get off and you'll end up having to sort of scrape them sometimes.
And how often do you think that we need to wipe them down like we just did, wipe with the gas station with a scrub? How often are we thinking about that?
Gas station scrubber, just whenever you have a big buildup of bugs and dirt and other grime that may damage your wipers. As far as wiping them down, you're walking by, they look a little bit dingy. You know, do what I did. Grab a rag out of the car and just wipe them down real fast. It'll save you a lot of money later down the road.
So pretty simple, but people end up having to change these things.
They do end up having to change them, and that's very simple too. So, just like I did a minute ago, all you're going to do is lift this up. Some cars are different, but most of them are just like this. When you flip it up this way, you'll notice this little guy can bend up and down like that, and that's so it follows the curve of your windshield. There's just a tiny little clip right here. Let's see if you can get that. And when you push that down, you can now pull the whole thing out. And it's just a hook like that. And that's all that holds these things on.
And these things are like $10.
At 70 miles an hour. Exactly, exactly. They're pretty cheap. They're pretty easy to replace. You can go to the store and they'll sell you ones that are $30, $40, $50 if you want all the special features, but I just go with the basic ones and try to keep them clean and change them when they need to be.
Patrick, thank you so much for doing this.
Not a problem, Blake. Great to see you again.